Hey, what's going on, you guys? K1GMM. My audio is incredibly hot. Steve, Vermont. We're going to go over Log4OM install and configuration. First thing you want to do, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm not going to digress. I just did. Go to Google, whatever your web browser is. Type in log4 Oscar Mike, log4OM. Go get it, download it, install it, run the installer. Now we're going to launch it. Okay, mine's already configured, but I'll show you how to do it. Go ahead and launch the software. And I'm not sure what the very first window is you're going to see. Let me pull it up on the screen. Of course, mine's already installed and it's already synced to the radio, but I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. All right. You need two. Let's see here. Okay, go to settings. Click on options. This window will pop up. Okay, what you want to do is you want to make sure the selected configuration, first tab, is selected. If it's a fresh install, you want a new configuration. Okay, you want to go ahead and click on that. And okay, now you want to put in station info. Put in your station info. You can name the profile description. I didn't even bother to name mine. Put in your call sign, grid square, your ITU region, CQ zone, and that's pretty much all I do. The IARU region. You can click this if you're not sure what it is, and it should find it for you. And you are good to go. I don't bother. I probably should fill this in, shouldn't I? So let's do this and put my name in. Okay, if my caps lock wasn't on. I'm not going to fill that stuff in, but go ahead and I don't even know what this is really for, to be honest with you. So you can put in all kinds of stuff there. Okay, settings 1. This is basically how it looks. So you can fuss with this if you want to. You can always go back in and change it. I have these. I'm actually going to check this. Fill data using previous QSO. That's nice if you've workstations before. Real-time lookup. I'm going to go ahead and check that too. This is where, excuse me, hold on. This is where your archive folder is. This is where your snapshot and your backup is located. You can find this by going back into utilities and options, and it'll click open the settings window here. Settings 2. Update country databases is basically updating how you want it to work. You can set this up to launch external software with it as well. I'll probably do this with SDR console, but I don't bother right now. Cat and cluster, here we go. I have mine set up through OmniRig. Okay. Probably the easiest thing to do. If you do the ham lib, this, you're going to want to make sure your radio is listed in there. I go ahead and install OmniRig and configure that. You're also going to want to know your COM port. Okay, so we'll do this again for anybody who doesn't know what their COM port is. Okay, let's get this on the screen. You want to go to your computer, right click, Properties, Device Manager, and you want to look for your COM port. Okay. You are going to need this right here, ports. Look at your ports. If you're not running a serial port emulator, which I am, and you're just connected to the radio with just Log4OM, one piece of software, make sure you write the COM port down that this is on, because you're going to need that for the software. So that's how you find that. Okay. Now, I have mine set to OmniRig. Hold on. And let's see. Open cat on program start. You want it to basically light up when you launch the software. Okay. Cat and cluster, open cat on program start. These are what I have checked. Cat will set mode when following. Show cluster ungrouped. Automatic cluster analysis. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that, because that's disk intensive. It's it's a CPU pig. Transverter offset, if you're running an offset or a transverter. I am not. Rest of it, I leave alone. Okay, these are your colors. You can set this to however you want it to look. That's all visual. And your cluster filters. Moving on. QSL and labels, blah, blah, blah. This is all stuff you can figure out. Okay, your external logs. QRZ, I don't use any external logs. I upload manually to QRZ. I believe you're going to need to be a subscriber to QRZ to get an API key. That will automatically upload your log to QRZ. If you're a subscriber, golden. Go to QRZ and get your API key. If you can't find it, Google it. You'll find it. Audio configuration. I don't know why you would need this. I don't use it. Services is stopped. In-out communication services. The TCP. This is basically a sync port. I think this is what this is used for, to sync to other things. Web page. I guess you can generate your own web page and stuff, or upload. So that's kind of cool. That's neat. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the cat and the cluster. So basically, if you have your OmniRig running, right? So you need to download and install OmniRig and configure it. All right, let me show you what my configuration looks like in OmniRig. So we'll open OmniRig. This is the easiest way I found to sync a radio. So you just put in whatever your rig is. Let's say you're running an ICOM 756 Pro 3. You put IC 756 Pro 3 in here, and you select your port. It's going to give you an option to select the port. Left click there. Let's see if the 756 Pro 3. There you go, right there. All right. This is for you, Al. Your COM port from Device Manager. You want to set your baud rate to whatever your radio likes. I'm not sure what the Pro 3 needs to see. 9600, 4800, I don't know, but you want your baud rate set to that. Pretty much leave this alone. Data bits 8, parity none, stop bits 1. I have RTS low, DTR low for mine. It seems to work best like that. Millisecond polling, about 100 milliseconds works for me. That's very fast. Timeout in milliseconds, 4,000. Click OK. History, done. Set the rig to OmniRig. All right. Here's your save thing. You can save your configuration, and you're good to go. And when your rig is lit up, you should see this, your VFO synced to your rig. So let me switch to the rig camera. Radio 1. There we go. 7157. 7157 at the top right hand corner. Now I can spin the VFO. And see how the frequency's changing. Okay, you know it's working. Now, the nitty gritty. Here we go. How do you make it look cool? How do you get it to, how do you set it up to see what you want to see? Well, I'll show you how I do mine. So I don't have mine at full screen, so let's reduce it first. Okay, and let's move it. We'll pull it open. This I could care less about. So I hide this, bottom right hand corner. Here's your gray line map. I always have, right here in this, there's a series of tabs. You can have everything on one screen and tab through it. I don't like to do that. I like to have everything in separate windows. So I'll show you how to do that. Recent QSOs, I open that. This gives me all the QSOs. Let's say you want to, you're getting ready to work a station, right? So let's say F8CHM. So you just get ready to work a station. It says worked same band. So if you double click this, hold on. This is, if you double click work same band, this will show you when you work them. Okay. And these are all the fields you can input. Now to log the contact, you just, after you put the call sign in, hit enter and it will automatically log it. So that's how that works. Oh, let me show you this. So let's say you want to spot someone. Hit that. Oh, you're going to have to connect to a cluster. So if you wanted to spot them, you need to activate your cluster. Get your clusters going. All right, that's that little green button right there. So if you wanted to spot someone, that's how you do it. So let me show you how to get the rest of the stuff. I like my gray line map and the cluster. And I'll show you the gray line I run off of this cluster, off of utilities. And I really don't care what it looks like. Sometimes I'll use a supercluster gray line map. So I'll set mine up like this. Map, and that's pretty darn good gray line map. And then what I'll do is I'll go back to utilities and open the Log4OM supercluster. It's a superb cluster. It really is. It's dynamite. So I'll set this up like this. Go ahead and turn it on. It's going to take a minute because it's going to start gathering information. Now you can also use the supercluster map, which will place all of the spots on the map for you. I like to see, the problem with this is it covers up the area in the Northeast where I live. And I like to be able to see when that gray line is really approaching, as in when it's coming right up to me. And this, all the spots block it. So once this is loaded, you can select the band you want to operate on. It takes a while for it to populate. Select your mode, and it will filter everything that you see in this cluster right here. This is basically everything right now. Everything, 20, 40, 17, you know, the whole shebang. Let's see, digital. So you can run those, and for some reason it's not loading the, it takes a while for it to completely sync up. So once it syncs up, you can actually select the band. For some reason, it's not allowing me to do that. So it will. It just takes some time. DX spots, you can also use this cluster. You can select your connection and whichever cluster you want to use with this particular cluster. So if you're used to a traditional cluster, this will work for you. V7CC, Go ahead and connect to that. See what pops up there. And it's populating, so let's go to... Okay, so that's showing... So this is showing the bands available. So we're at 40 meters. So these are the current 40 meter spots on V7CC or whatever that was. So we'll get back to the map. This one also puts the spots on the map, but it's not as nice, it's not as detailed as the supercluster. So supercluster, let's check. Okay, so it just takes some time. Go ahead and select the, see how much more advanced, much more information on the supercluster compared to like the other clusters. So that's why I use that one. Disconnect from here, go back to map. So that's basically it in a nutshell. So that's how you can get her up and going. Like I said, I have not played with any of the other things. There's a lot of stuff in here. Solar flux data. You can pop this open, see where everything's at, look at the current K index, sunspots, yeah, what sunspots, prediction, don't look at those, it's extremely depressing. That's it. Now there is a Google Earth integration function. I tried to play with that and it was a mess. I'll just tell you, use caution with that. But it is very cool if it works. I couldn't get it working. Anyways, that's as much as I know about Log4OM. That's as far as I've gone. Okay, one more thing. Let me show you this. For those of you that want to upload, that are not subscribed to QRZ, that want to upload your log to QRZ from here to there, go to File, Export ADIF. You're going to see this window pop up. All right. This makes it look like, this is an extremely confusing window. It makes it look like this file already exists. It does not. Okay. So what you want to do is click Select. Go to where you want to save your file, right? And name it. So I'm going to save mine to the desktop. So let's do General Log, and it's going to try and overwrite the one that's there, which is fine because this is current log. See that right there? Hit save. Do you want to replace it? Yes. If you don't have a log there, it's just going to save it to that location. All right. So that's the log name that's the name you just gave it, and that's where it's going to go. Now just click Export ADIF file. All right, that's done. Close it. Go to your QRZ page, go to your logbook, click Settings, Import, choose File, navigate to Desktop, General Log ADI, Import, and wait for the spinning wheel. Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round. Press continue to finish. Here we go. Go back to your logbook. Check it. FT8. That's my old log. I ran FT8 last night. So here's the stuff from the logbook. F8CHM. It's all in there. All right. That is it. Hopefully this was of help to someone. And sorry about it being very long. We'll catch up with you later. 7-3.